is Blair Sanders. This is for HIUS 360. This is my oral history interview. I'm actually going to be interviewing a gentleman named Alan Zagurski. He's my grandfather. He owns and operates a business out of Missouri. I was going to try and find a local business owner, but my husband's deployed, so I'm riding solo with my daughter and trying to find a local business person and tagging along a 19-month-old has been a little difficult. So I'm going to call him, have him answer these questions for us, and let's see if I can get this to work, because I've tried to call him twice, and I don't know if I'm in a dead spot in my house.
Help you.
Hey, Popsy, it's Blair.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Popsy, it's Blair.
Oh, hi, Blair. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you have some time to answer those questions for me for my class?
I do.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I know some of these answers already, but I have to ask them, so.
Sure.
So
what class are you taking, Blair?
I'm taking a historical entrepreneurship class. So we have to do an interview with a entrepreneur.
And what is entrepreneur? That's just a little business information about life and business.
Yep. Yeah. So an entrepreneur is basically somebody that runs a business.
Sure.
Yeah. In my class, we learned a lot about J.D. Rockefeller and different.
Yeah, that was a big time entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a little P. He was a whole farm.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, that was our job, was to find a small business and a small business owner, and I was like, oh, sure. I know someone, so.
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay, so
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, I follow you on Facebook. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
And the little P girl, she is so cute.
I know. She's getting big.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, they grow so fast. When they're little babies, they're just little tiny month-old and 2 and 3. And you're just like, oh, they're so sweet. But it goes so fast, Blair.
It does. It does.
I mean, it's like a rocket.
Yeah.
She rockets to, how old is she now?
She'll be 2 in September.
Oh, my God.
I know.
So, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what do you got? So
okay.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready. All right. So, what is the name of your business and when did you start it?
Okay, the name of the business is Z Specialty Products, Inc.
Okay.
And it was started in 1978. November of 78.
Okay. And why did you start your business? Like, where did you get your previous knowledge on the product that you make?
Well, I started the business because the company that I worked for asked me to, didn't ask me to move, stated that I had to move. And I had already moved twice for them. And I decided that I would stay and start my own business rather than move again.
Gotcha.
And that's basically how that happened. The expertise I had was a salesman. I didn't know anything about the chemical side.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in Virginia, we had some hogs, and we let them get too big. They got to 450 pounds each, and we were just rookies. And when we had them slaughtered, they gave us all this fat that was left.
Mm-hmm.
And with that fat, we made lard, and then what was left, and we made a lot of lard. And then that was just heating it in the kettle,
mm-hmm.
cooking the fat, and then taking out the debris that might be there and filtering it, and then you had lard that we used.
Wow.
And then, when we couldn't use any that much lard, so then we made soap. And we took the fat from the lard, and we added alkali to it, and we made detergent. Not detergent, that's the wrong word. We made natural soap.
That's awesome.
And so we used it as a laundry soap and as a pre-spot. It was a very good pre-spot. Worked good.
That's awesome.
And so, I don't know, I had that little bit of experience, and when I started my own business, I was buying products from people. And what I did is, Sally wasn't working then. I decided I'd start my own business. And so I went to the bank and I borrowed on my 1975 Volkswagen bus, and I borrowed $2,900, and that's what we started the business on.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And this year we'll do close to $2 million, and that's about where we're at, almost $2 million a year.
That's amazing.
And we've been there for a while. We're kind of plateauing because our business is just full.
Right.
And we're wondering about what to do at this point. But
that's amazing.
So someone asked me, what is my exit plan?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I never had an entrance plan. That's kind of a joke.
So you never had like a business plan going into it. You just kind of started.
Right by the seat of my pants. I'm going to go out and sell this stuff.
That's
and
awesome.
Then I'll try. What I did is how I started it. Is I got a card, and I went out and I made sales calls. Now I was a salesman for a company that was in the same kind of business, so I had experience selling. And I just went out and sold it, and then I went to work trying to find someone that would make it for me. And the first month we sold $11,000.
Wow.
I sold $11,000 with the things that I could find and have made. And then I contracted with the companies with a company to deliver it for me. So I would go sell it. I would find it. I'd get a delivery guy to deliver it. I'd send him the delivery information. There were no such things as fax machines and telephones and texting and email. None of that existed. So we would have to write the orders up for the delivery person and have him pick it up at the company I told him to pick it up at and deliver it to the company I had to have it delivered to. And the small stuff I would deliver.
So you were very hands-on with your business from the beginning. I mean, I know you're hands-on now, but you were very hands-on even in the beginning.
Oh yeah, very much doing all the work. And Sally.
Yeah.
Sally was doing the delivery too. She wasn't very long. It was about 5 months, and she came back home. She quit her job, and we worked together, and we've been working together ever since, and that's 43 years ago.
That's amazing.
Almost 43 years, 42 years.
So when you started the business, did you have like a dream or a vision of where you wanted it to go, or you were running with it?
Well, I wanted it to be, well, at first it was just survival.
Right.
Just to survive. And there was a lot of headwind. And the headwind came from all directions. And if you listen to my business plan when I started it,
yeah.
No one said, hey, Mike, what do you have there? I don't think so, because it's got acid in it and it'll attack that grout. Okay. So no one would have believed. It wasn't very much of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't have all the servings of food that one would expect when you put a dinner business together. It had a lot of holes in it.
Gotcha.
And But I was at the time I was using a quote from Samuel Clemens, and he said, I had two of them that I was doing all the time, and I really was enjoying it. But he said, with ignorance, this is really, you got to underline this because this is important. With ignorance and optimism, you can do anything. And I had an abundance of ignorance. I didn't know any better. And I had an abundance of optimism. Over-optimistic. And he was right about that. I mean, you can find people that have the very best business plan. And look, you should have one. But that doesn't breed success. Breed success comes from, from problem solving. And problem solving and problem solving and absolute dedication. And I was absolutely dedicated, and I was willing to solve problems without a whine. And that is business, really.
Okay. And let's see.
That is really business. It's solving problems. You have to be flexible. And it is dedication. You give it everything you have.
That's true.
And so that's really worthy of putting in your paper because it's real. You really get a taste of this. Now, Sally wasn't dedicated, but she was dedicated to me.
So she was
She wanted nothing to do with the business. But she loved me, and so she went along with whatever I wanted to do.
So let's see. Do you know how many employees you have?
Sure. Yeah, we right now have 13 employees.
13. And I know that you always say that having good employees is part of the success of the company.
Oh, it's everything. Now, I mean, you have to have a product.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of products out there. You have to have a product. But there's a lot of products. What counts in business is selling them, marketing them. Marketing it if it's not a product, if your product is a service.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's marketing too. But employees are essential. We have 13 employees at the Z Company, and everyone is important. Everyone. And I mean that sincerely, everyone.
That's awesome.
Because, look, if you can't get the guy to deliver the product properly, you got a problem.
Yeah.
And if you can't get the gal to answer the phone and take the order properly, you got a problem. Or somebody to make it. See, now we make soap. We make hundreds and hundreds of formulas. So after I was in business for about 2 years, I started making soap in my basement. I made hand soap. And then we made another product and another product. I was just bountifully looking to create more products. And I now probably make 500 different products.
That's amazing.
And we're washing engines as big as diesel locomotives. They're 20 feet long, 30 feet long, and 12 feet high.
That's great. I mean, so I'm guessing with that kind of ability to do all those different things and with all those different products, you have some fair amount of competitors.
Oh, well, there's always competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to go out and get our business. We have to go knock on the door.
So you do a lot of your marketing word of mouth and business cards and stuff.
Yeah, kind of, but that you can't do much with. I mean, if the service is needed and the recipients of the service or the product is hungry, you can do it like networking. But who's really hungry for products today?
Everybody.
Well, we're all hungry for products, but we don't have a hard time finding them.
Right.
So we have, when I say hungry, we have a need, but we're not starving for that need. We're not hungry. Hungry means you're not fulfilling yourself.
Gotcha.
Everybody gets fulfilled with every product they need today.
That's true.
So
true.
by marketing, like with cards and networking, man, that's a really hard thing to do in the world that I know.
Right.
Now, if you're a computer engineer, different story.
Yeah, so
they're hungry for him.
That's true.
But for me, there's a lot of soap out there, and whoever is buying soap that I want to sell is already buying it from someone.
Right.
Before I even show up. So when I go in there, I have to sell them my soap. And there's a reason they like my soap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean...
So I have to sell a price, or I have to sell that they can give better service.
Mm-hmm.
Find out where they're buying it from. I just recently picked up an account, and they were buying it from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So they had to have it shipped from Dayton. And they were buying a fair amount of it. 300-400 gallons a month.
That's a lot.
And so we came up with a product for them they liked, and they didn't have to pay freight from Dayton. We could deliver it for free. But to find that account, we have to go out and knock on doors and introduce ourselves and tell the people who we are and what we do.
Right.
And then find the right person to tell the story to that actually is the person who buys. And when you do that, and if you're selling a person that's looking to get a better product or save some money, he is or she is listening.
All right.
But you can't do that. At least I haven't found a way to do that.
Yeah.
Other than knocking on doors. I know there's other ways. I know there's better marketing people than me. If I were a great marketing people, the company would be so big, Blair. But when you're in business, you have logistic complications.
Yeah.
And those complications are: can you make the product? Can you formulate it? Then can you make it? And how quickly can you make it? And how do you turn that product over and get it into the customer's hands at a reasonable time? And how do you inventory that? And those are the problem solvers. I figured a way to where I could not have any inventory.
That's awesome.
Very little inventory. So when you give me an order for, say, 50 gallons of soap or 100 gallons or 200 gallons, I make it. But by making it, what I do is I go into one of 2 or 3 or 4 parts, pull those parts out, put them together, and formulate it from there. But it's kind of complicated.
Right.
How I do it.
But, I mean...
But it worked.
Yeah, I mean, so it seems like you kind of have all the logistic parts on, like, your end. But, like, when it comes to, like, the economic system, how does, like, it affect your business more specifically? Like, how does it affect your pricing? Does, like, because, like, I know when the recession hit, like, did you have to, drop your prices? Or, like, do you kind of skate around that? Are you able to keep your prices because you're a small company based off of your small company?
No, price has got to be in the game.
Yeah.
Price has to be there. Everybody is looking at your price.
Right.
But there are ways you can beat competition. And some of those ways might be things like dispensing. Some equipment that automatically dilutes things.
Gotcha.
To the right dilution. So the employee can go over and push a button and you get this automatic dilution system going that works on hydraulics and is simple. And he can fill up a bucket with the right diluted product. There's dispensing, and there's all kinds of ways of trying to find ways to improve your customers' experience. And financially. So one of the things I did is I came out with a concentrated windshield wash solution. And this is just one of many, many products. But They go over and they push a button, and it automatically dilutes it. It takes the water from the hose, right from the hose. It runs it through a little system, and it dilutes it to the proper dilution so that he'll be 15 degrees below zero.
Okay, so I guess technology does play a big role in like the production of all your company.
Yeah, I would say technology. I brought some technology that wasn't there.
That's awesome. It's kind of like a newfound.
Practical,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So you could say technology is a part of that.
Okay.
Now I'm 70 years old, and
You're
I'm still selling.
I was gonna say you're still rocking and rolling.
And one of the reasons I can still sell is because I don't use my body like a mechanic
Right.
or a construction worker. A teacher could teach if he can handle the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He could teach at 70.
Yeah.
I mean, I could teach, and I do teach. I go into a plant and I teach them how to clean their operation.
Right.
Do you know you can do it this way? Do you know you can do this? Here's some other stuff. I sell walk-behind scrub machines so that they use my product. I look at a scrub machine as a dispenser. He looks at it as a piece of equipment to make his business more effective in how he cleans it.
Okay,
So, you keep adding things, and you keep adding things, and you look for reasons to add more product.
Okay, so here's kind of I'm getting down to the end. So with J.D. Rockefeller, we learned a lot about how his faith and morals helped run his company. And I know faith is super important to you. So do you keep true to your faith and morals when it when it comes to running your company? Does that help you run your company?
Well, it probably does. If I would say it helps me, I would say it would help me in a couple ways. One of them is that we're Christian and we're fair and honest people. So when somebody needs a credit, you give them a credit, or someone double pays, you send them his check back.
Right.
But also it helps when we're dealing with our employees.
Mm-hmm.
You treat them fair.
Right.
And you would treat him as you would want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And we're a little company, so we're kind of a family. Now people like to be there or they wouldn't be there. And we like them to be there because everybody's important.
Very true.
And one of the reasons that we are a success is we don't have to train our people and keep training them. I look at companies that they have a big turnover and they're constantly training people. Well, that's costly. It takes up time. It's frustrating. It's not easy to train a new person to do anything. It's hard. And so, you want to keep your employees. And keeping employees isn't just giving them more money.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that.
It's also
That's
kindness. Showing them kindness.
It's to make the place more pleasant to work.
Yeah.
Show appreciation. Those are the things how you keep employees by treating them decent and giving them reasons to give them time off. Some days we leave at 4 o'clock on Fridays, an awful lot lately.
That's
So
nice.
We leave early and we still pay them for 40.
That's really nice.
So it's a nice little thing to do. They want to get out of there. They want to get home.
Right.
It's Friday. And things at 4 o'clock, they get really slow on Fridays, and we just decided, send them home. Well, we give them their birthday off.
Hey, there you go.
So nobody takes the same day off at the same time. So one person leaves for one day, and that moves around through the calendar year. We never have two people off on that same day.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't hurt the company too bad. And they like it. Nobody takes the money. And that goes to show you that it isn't about money. Everybody takes their birthday off. Nobody takes money. You can have either.
There you go. All right, so I think that's it.
You got a lot of information there, girl.
I do. You really helped, Pop. I appreciate it. I mean, is there anything else you think I should know about your business? How it came to be what it is today, or just general information that might be nice for my class, or
Well, here's another saying you can give them.
Okay.
Try. This is also Samuel Clemens. You know who he is, right?
Yes.
Mark Twain, right?
Uh-huh.
So, try again. And if you do succeed, don't look so astonished.
There you go.
So, anyway, okay, girl.
Thank you so much, Pop. I really appreciate
More
it.
than you give it your life.
Hey.
That's what it takes. That's really what it takes.
I really appreciate you taking the time and just answering
All right,
these
girl.
questions for me.
Nice talking to you.
All right, I'll call you
I
soon,
hope you got
Pop.
some info.
I
All
did.
right, thank you.
All right, love
I'd like
you.
to see your report.
Okay, I will. I'll let you know how
Thank
it goes.
you.
All right, love you, Pop. Bye.
All right, love you too. Bye.
Okay, everybody. Sorry for the long conversation. Like he said, he's a salesperson by trade, so sometimes he rambles. So sorry for the long post. I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.